What's up, everyone? My name is Shavana. Welcome to Cinecosma, a film, TV analysis, and commentary channel and club. I'm curious to know, when was the last time you went to the movie theaters and what movie did you see? The last movie that I saw in theaters was Toy Story 5, and honestly, it was a 10 out of 10 for me. At some point, maybe a couple of years ago, if not even before that, I heard that movie theaters were declining, and I can kind of see why. Over the past decade, the world has increased its digital use and technology, which has changed the ways that we consume movies and TV series. For a long time, and really still to this day, streaming has taken over the film industry. There's over 15 plus streaming platforms. All you have to do is download the app, pay a monthly subscription, and you get whatever movie catalog that platform has a license or ownership to. And so, because of this, a lot of people, including industry experts, believe that movie theaters were declining. And obviously, there are other factors that play a role in this as well. For example, like COVID, that played a role in why we weren't going to movies for some time since the start of this decade. And then, of course, there's always going to be the factor of money. And interestingly enough, I didn't think this would ever be an issue, actually, or rather, this would just be like the last issue I would ever think of. But the movies and TV series themselves and the lack of good storytelling, obviously that is a subjective opinion, has also become a factor in recent years. Now, I'm not going to spend this video discussing the factors on why people stopped going. I'm actually going to do the reverse and talk about how movie theaters are seemingly growing again. But comment down below if you would like for me to make a separate, more in-depth video about why I think movie theaters were declining, as well as what has been observed by industry professionals. In recent years, and more specifically 2 months ago, AMC theaters reported that they received their highest attendance rate since before the COVID lockdown, which lasted from about 2019 to 2023. Now fast forward, it is July 2026, and people are filling the movie theater seats again. AMC says that over 25 million people went to their theaters in the month of May alone. After hearing this, I was curious as to what movies released in May that had everyone in attendance, and I found that the top 3 highest ticket selling movies released in May were Backrooms, Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu, and The Devil Wears Prada 2. And then the runner-up following these movies were Obsession, Michael, and the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So altogether, these are the movies that likely drove the ticket sales in the month of May. Now, obviously, one good month alone doesn't prove that movie theater attendance is going to see a rise year-round and for the years to come, but this is actually what I want to discuss for the rest of this video. I want to try to answer the question of why might movie theaters make a comeback? And when I say comeback, I mean that at one point in history, going to the movies was one of the top entertainment activities that you could do in the world. So could in the coming years, could going to the movie theaters regain that spot, or at least top 5 spot of entertaining activities that people want to divulge in again? In 2026, and really for the past decade, there has been far more other entertainment activities competing for people's attention. For example, like sports games, concerts, and streaming. And not just streaming platforms like Netflix, but social media apps like TikTok and technology as a whole. One thing that all of these industries have in common is the common goal of product sales, attendance, and attention from the people. And luckily for AMC theaters, at least in May 2026, they were able to garner attendance and attention from the public. So why might that be the case? I want to share what I think are 3 reasons. There's likely more than that, but I'm not going to get to all of them in this video, but just 3 reasons as to why people might start showing up to the movie theaters again. Starting with the first reason, I think, is nostalgia. Most of 2026's biggest box office hits, especially the ones that released in May or were still popular in May, such as Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu, The Devil Wears Prada 2, Michael, and even Super Mario, are built on familiar characters, franchises, or stories that audiences have known for years or even decades. Whether people enjoyed the movies or not isn't really the point. These films tap into the memories and emotional connections that make audiences want to experience them on the big screen. While nostalgia is a reliable way to bring people back to theaters, it's also a double-edged sword, as many viewers still crave fresh, original stories like Backrooms. And the fact that Backrooms did really well in the box office. It's probably still doing well in the box office, proves that. And then the second reason why I think people might return to movie theaters is escapism. As many people, especially in the US, face rising living costs, financial stress, and loneliness, going to the movies offers a relatively affordable way to step away from everyday life and immerse themselves in another world for a couple of hours. Stories provide imagination, emotion, and wonder during difficult times, while others simply enjoy the experience of seeing a film in a comfortable theater. Whether it's a much needed break from life's pressures or just a fun outing, movie theaters continue to offer an escape that many people are looking for. And then for my final reason, and possibly the most important reason, is digital media and technology fatigue. As people grow tired of constant screen time, social media, subscriptions, and the increasing presence of AI, many are craving real in-person experiences again. Movie theaters provide a chance to disconnect from technology and engage with stories alongside people in a shared space. At the same time, however, audiences are increasingly valuing art made by real people rather than AI generated content, making authenticity and genuine human creativity an important part of what draws people back to the theater. So, again, this is another double-edged sword because on one end, people want to start returning to in-person activities such as going to the movie theaters. But if all the movies and all the content being made is AI generated, that might just turn them away. But overall, these are just a few of the reasons I think movie theaters could become popular again. Between nostalgia, the desire to escape, and growing digital fatigue, I think we're starting to see people rediscover the value of leaving the house and experiencing stories together. And of course, since this is Cinecosma, I'll also be making another video covering this same topic through an astrology lens and exploring what the current astrological climate might have to say about the return of movie theaters. So stay tuned for that video. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, is going to the movies something you enjoy? Why or why not? Otherwise, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.